the fear that a terrible change was taking place in society, that the modern world really was being stalked by a monster who dwelled not in a Transylvanian castle, but in the citadel of the modern market.
Capital is dead labour which, vampire-like, lives only by sucking living labour, and lives the more labour it sucks.
"30 years before Stoker wrote Dracula, the economist and philosopher Karl Marx had written his own great book about a blood-sucking beast. Das Kapital, he called it. Its subject, a real-life vampire. The great demon capital, which drains a drop of the worker's blood every second of the working day. Marx laid bare the workings of what he called capitalism, the mechanism behind its face. What made the market tick? The vast forces of production. And what made them tick was labour, workers grinding away under the heel of their capitalist masters and the tyranny of the clock. He backed up his thesis with facts and figures, but to get his readers' blood up, Marx used the imagery of Gothic.
The time during which the labourer works is the time during which the capitalist consumes the labour power he has purchased of him. The prolongation of the working day beyond the limits of the natural day into the night only slightly quenches the vampire thirst for the living blood of labour.
Time is money, blood money. Capitalism, as we think of it thanks to him, is presented by Marx as predatory and ghoulish, red in spooky tooth and claw. For Marx, the wiles of the vampire were at work everywhere in the modern world. Not just at the point of production, workers drained of blood, but also at the point of consumption, where purchasers were beguiled by the new advertising and window displays of the 19th century. Marx saw shopping as an unsettling experience, in which we're mesmerized by commerce, just like victims seduced by a vampire.
Norman Mailer once said that Das Kapital is a great novel. What he forgot to add is that it's a Gothic novel. Because if Karl Marx's capitalists are the new vampiric villains sucking the blood of the workforce, what are the consumers? In Marx's view, they are the deluded devotees of a new sect. When he looked at the shop window fronts of Victorian London, he didn't see fine porcelain, fob watches, beautiful furniture. He saw a row of false idols beguiling and enchanting people into purchasing them. That's why he said the commodity is a fetish. This was voodoo economics.
For all its Gothic elements, Das Kapital was still a dense, theoretical study written by a German émigré. Is that why its importance to British Gothic has gone unnoticed? But Gothic without Marx is like Dracula without blood. Bram Stoker never read Das Kapital, but it certainly contributed to the fin de siècle mood that made Dracula so powerful. It was Marx who'd first raised the vampire from mere horror to modern myth. He'd seeded the sinister thought that there was something essentially vampiric about the modern world.